Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this Moto X Force with me, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing. And this is a review unit, and this is the 64GB variant. This Moto X Force is sold in two variants. One is the 32GB variant, the other is the 64GB variant, and they're going to be sold in India via Amazon and Flipkart. The pricing for the 32GB variant is 50,000, whereas for the 64GB variant it's 54,000. But it also supports micro SD card, so you don't have to worry. So this is the handset itself. Let's look, what else do we get? And looks like some booklets, and yeah, a bunch of them, as you can see. So sort of user guide and stuff. Let's quickly have a look at it. Give you the basic idea that it accepts a nano SIM, and as you can see, it also accepts a micro SD card. So I think so 32GB should be good enough. So basic info. Let me keep these things to the side. A lot of paperwork, and we also get a headset, which is this one, not a in-ear style one, but still Motorola branded, and we have a button here to take or end calls, and it also has a microphone. So let me keep that thing also to the side, and this would be the SIM ejector tool that we have. And again, use this one because the Motorola phones have a narrower pin, so ideally just use this one. And what else? So here looks like we just get the power adapter, which is again the Motorola Turbo power adapter, which is the fast charger. If I recall, we also get this one, yeah, even with the Moto X style. So this is the fast charger that we get, and it'll be interesting how fast it charges. So we'll keep this thing to the side. And the biggest thing with this Moto X Force is that Motorola claims that this is the device. The screen is shatterproof, and it sports a 5.4-inch AMOLED screen, and it actually has 5 layers underneath this one. That is the protective one. Is this hardened layer that they have underneath that. They have one more layer, and it actually has two layers for the touch sensitivity. For example, let's say if one gets damaged, then and so it should work. And underneath that we have the AMOLED, and the chassis, which is actually metallic, that's made up of aluminum. And the back has that Kevlar like finish. It's rough, but again, this should also resist scratches. We'll do a drop test soon, but let me give you a physical overview first. Here we have the slot for your nano SIM and your micro SD card, 3.5mm headphone jack, and we have the power button, which has that texture volume rockers. And on the bottom we have the micro USB port. On this end we have nothing. And one thing to note is that we still don't have a fingerprint scanner. The rear facing camera is a 21 megapixel shooter, looks like dual LED flash, and the battery is also sealed inside. And looks like we have the opening for the speaker over here, and this is the earpiece. And the front facing camera is supposed to be a 5 megapixel shooter. So let's just quickly boot this up. And we also have a front facing LED flash for selfies like we had for the Moto X style. And it sports that 5.4-inch screen, but it is wide. As you can see, the phone is a little bit on the wider side. By the time it boots, let's do a drop test in my office. So here we have the Moto X Force. As you can see, it's working perfectly. And I'm just going to quickly do this drop test just in my office. We'll do some harsher tests when I actually test out this product, but I just want to test it out how well it works. So just going to do a simple drop test, and I'm just going to drop it face down, and let's see actually what happens now. So I'm just going to drop it. It survived. It is working fine. Everything is working. It was a flat down drop test, but it worked fine. Actually, I dropped it again and it still survived. Let me give you a specs overview before we continue. Moto X Force is powered by the Snapdragon 810 chipset, which is an octa-core processor. It is also having 3GB of RAM, 32GB or 64GB of internal storage with micro SD card support. Moving to the GPU, it has the Adreno 430 GPU, and it has a 5.4-inch AMOLED screen, which is a Quad HD screen with a PPI of 540. It also has that shatterproof screen, and Motorola is offering 4 years warranty on this screen. Moving to the camera, it has a 21 megapixel rear facing camera with the 1.4 micron pixel and a f2.0 lens. The front facing camera is a 5 megapixel shooter. So here we have the device itself, and I was really worried how would be the screen quality because it has that 5 layers. But I have to say the screen quality looks fine. It is sharp, as you can see, but brightness, let me just maximize the brightness. This is at max brightness. I have to check how will be the brightness in outdoor settings. Let's just go away. Let me reduce the brightness a little bit, guys. Yeah, better. And if you go to about the device, it's still running on the Android version 5.1.1, which is surprising because the other Motorola devices have got the Marshmallow update. I'll check if we have an online update, and I'm very sure we should also get the Marshmallow update on this one. And the variant that I have right now is the 64 gigabyte variant. And out of that 64 gigabytes, we just get 49 gigabytes of space free, which is very surprising. So you have to be aware of that. But you can add a micro SD card. So again, a typical Motorola phone. If you have used the Moto X style or the Moto X series phones, you'll be very familiar. We have, again, it's almost mostly stock Android apart from the Motorola specific apps. That's the Motorola Connect and this touchless controls that we have. So that is what it is. And let me quickly just connect to the Wi-Fi network and we'll continue. So I am connected, and let's fire up the web browser. This is the Google Chrome web browser. Next, oops, let's say next, no thanks. And this is the stock keyboard that we get. 1 second, guys, let me adjust my camera. And so this is the stock keyboard, and this is the mobile variant. And the screen quality looks good. I was really worried how would be the screen quality because of that shatterproof stuff. Touch response, as you can see, is really good. No issues there. Again, it's a typical Motorola phone, so almost very close to stock Android. Let's also quickly look at camera. It's supposed to have that 21 megapixel camera. Again, the camera UI is what we get with the Moto X Play, Moto X Style, Moto G3. Very basic. You just tap in and it takes the picture. Basic settings are there. You can use this to change the exposure and stuff. For example, like this, you can adjust it and click to take a picture. Let's look at the shutter speed is really fast, as you saw that. And I have to say the camera performance looks to be good. As you can see, the box was pretty far, but even when I zoom in, the text is pretty good. But again, I have to test a lot more. How will the camera perform in artificial lighting conditions? So I feel this Moto X Force is a very unique phone, but not for everyone because of the high price. And I would say this is a phone for someone, if you are sort of a person who constantly keeps breaking the phones. I have one cousin that she actually drops her phone 3 or 4 times in a week, and every 3 or 4 months she has to buy a new phone. If you're that sort of a person, maybe you can justify the pricing of this Moto X Force. Again, I'll also be doing the full in-depth review for this Moto X Force in the next couple of weeks. So if you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.